Hey everybody, Stephen Bonacore, the Podfather of Gaming, back here again with one of my good friends in the industry. I say that a lot because they really are. We loved each other back when I was publishing. This guy is an icon. He started a company to bring back games that were out of print and just put great polish and chrome on them. Restoration Games, this is Justin Jacobson, and their in-booth was at 1300.
Yeah.
So right here in the front, you cannot miss this great booth. And you've got some very interesting stuff that's happened recently and stuff that's been evergreen for a while. I mean, Dark Tower, man, this is the thing. This was a thing and a half. To tell people about Dark Tower, because maybe not everybody knows, they're crazy if they don't.
All right, so when we started the company, we take old games, modernize them, bring them back. One of the first ones we knew we had to do was Dark Tower. Classic game, big electronic tower in the middle of the table, very cool. Worked on it for years, had a big Kickstarter a couple years ago. Huge production in terms of doing all the engineering and electronics and programming. It's got an app, all this stuff. Finally got it out, and we finally have a little bit left over that we have for conventions on our website. But it's basically sold out. It's not, yeah, it basically sold out before it ever got to the warehouse.
Right. So for those who might remember the original Dark Tower, it was this amazing thing that you push the button and it would make a noise and it would whir around and stuff like that. So what Restoration's done with the genius of Rob Daviau, who we might see in a little while, he's over there, they've taken this game and they've just amped everything up. It's not like a simple tower that just whirs a little bit. Now this is like an intelligent beast of a tower that actually does things in the game. I took the first, what was it, the first adventure, adventure of it. I did this like about 6 months ago. And I was blown away, and I just realized that this tower is going to do all kinds of other things that I haven't even seen yet. It's an amazing idea that you came up with.
Yeah, so one of the cool things is when we first started working on it, we realized the computer that they had back in 1982, we've got a more powerful computer in our pocket by like orders of magnitude.
Of course.
So that's why we went to the app-enabled system, but the tower is still the star of the show. The app is just sort of the brain that talks to the tower to have it do everything. And one of the things that we could do in the original was just one game that you played, it was the same every time. We have 8 different bad guys, 9 different main goals you can do, competitive mode, a cooperative mode, all kinds of stuff. You can mix up your foes, and the app knows all that. It sets everything up, and then you have a completely different experience every time you play.
Every time you play, and that tower throwing things maybe at you, and all kinds of things happening. It's just an amazing, immersive experience is what I thought. I was like, I gotta get myself one of these, and thank you for hooking a brother up. I paid for it.
He insisted.
I insisted to pay for it. But a fantastic game. What else? You want to bring in Rob now?
Yeah, Rob,
come on.
My partner, Rob,
there
talking about Unmatched. So I'm gonna tag out.
So, Rob Daviau, genius game designer, and again, another good friend of mine. So, how you been, man?
I've been all right.
You been all right?
Yeah, graded on the COVID curve, yeah, pretty good.
Graded on the COVID curve, pretty good. So you want to talk about Unmatched?
Yeah.
Or do you want to talk about something else you're doing?
No, Unmatched.
Unmatched is a thing, man.
There is a whole line of games. I don't know, what are we up to now, like 12?
I don't know.
Yeah, it does.
You got like 12 games in this line?
And we got a lot more on the way. Yeah, Unmatched is anyone fights anyone anywhere. So we've got some unlicensed stuff, you know, where you've got King Arthur and Alice in Wonderland and Medusa and Sinbad. They can fight each other.
Nice. Public domain IPs, basically.
Yeah, Robin Hood versus Bigfoot.
Robin Hood versus Bigfoot.
Little Red Riding Hood versus Beowulf.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You can build decks of these crazy combinations, huh?
Yeah, no, the decks are all pre-made. What we did is we made a battling deck-based like miniatures game where we've handled line of sight and we've handled the deck building. So
that's
you just
awesome.
Grab the miniature, grab the deck, pick a map, start playing, just shuffle it and go. Games 20 to 40 minutes, depending on how you're doing. Plays 2 to 4. Either in teams or individual. We have some license. We got Jurassic Park.
Oh, we got some Marvel here, of course, too.
We got some Marvel, a couple
Hell's
Marvel,
Kitchen.
a few more Marvel on the way. Everything works with everything.
And how long has this game been out now?
4 years.
4 years, and it's still killing it, right? Still selling great.
We cannot make them fast enough. We're trying.
These days, it's hard to
make anything fast now. Yeah.
Fast enough. But that's one of those things that we talk about in the industry all the time is these evergreen products.
Yeah.
You're probably not going to sell 1 billion more copies of Dark Tower.
Shut your mouth.
I hope you do.
Thank you.
But big price point. But you get these card games and you can continue putting out content for them, and people eat them up, and that's great.
That's the
that
goal.
fuels your company,
That's the
right?
goal.
Yeah, what I always say is we love working on Unmatched. Like we literally fight over who gets to make which deck.
It's true.
And people always say, "Oh, I hope you." I say, as long as people keep buying it, we will keep making it. I guarantee, because it's so much fun to work on.
That's great. That is just great. Now, going back to Dark Tower for a second, though, are you going to be putting out like another Kickstarter for it to get other people can buy it again? Because obviously
we'll be doing another.
We're going to do another crowdfunding campaign. We haven't announced the new platform yet, and we haven't announced that part yet. But yeah, it'll have the base game for people who missed out. For people who got the base game but weren't sure about the other stuff, you can get all the other stuff: the mat, the coin, the tokens, the
miniatures,
expansions, the miniatures, all that stuff.
And I'm sure you're gonna have some new content
we
for
have
the
a new expansion.
We got new stuff. Yeah, new
people
expansion.
like me who already own everything.
Yeah, now more.
And now there'll be. But wait, there's more.
Called Covenant. It's going to have 4 new heroes.
Was that the big announcement?
No, that's not the big announcement.
No, I'm saying.
Do you have a big announcement?
Have we said the name?
We
before
have said
now?
the name before. Yeah.
Okay. I should go to the meeting.
I mean, not a bit, like it's just
He doesn't attend
a
meetings,
soft
he just
reveal on
designs.
the name. But yeah, Covenant, 4 new heroes, which we've announced, and then some other stuff that we haven't officially announced, but some new treasures, new corruptions, things like that, and a couple of very new mechanics, completely new, with some new components that we haven't announced yet that we're going to hold for a little bit of a later reveal that will really change the game in quite a way. One of the things we tried to do with this expansion is, so Alliances is very much just a sort of a different way to play, not necessarily harder. This one we said, when you're ready, you play it a lot. We figured we wanted people to have a challenge. So there's different pieces you can put in and make the game harder too. In addition to obviously in the app, you can do gritty mode or regular mode for a difficulty level, but with this expansion, you can add in some stuff to make the game harder if you want to, or just play with the new heroes. You can play with that stuff in the regular base game, all that stuff.
You're going the mile to support this game going forward, and that's great.
Remember we saw you last night? You're like, hey, come do some fun. We're like, no, and we went back and worked on
and
this.
And you guys worked.
Yeah.
I was having fun. You worked.
You know what? It's still fun. I've been doing it 24 years. I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna go make up games.
That's fantastic, Rob.
Yeah.
That really is. So, do you want to make any kind of announcement, please? I mean, the Origins people do. If you have something serious you want to announce.
I have nothing to announce.
He has nothing. He's no comment. All right.
Not that I'm aware of, other than, like I said, we are going to be announcing, I'm officially announcing the new campaign later today, in fact. We have a bigger announcement about it coming next week.
Yep.
Okay. Very cool.
Some of the specifics.
Sorry, man, you didn't get a scoop.
Oh, that's all right. That's all right. But the one thing I've been asking the bigger companies like yourselves, because we obviously are living in challenging times in a lot of ways, and the industry has changed in a material way from when you started the company, when I started my company way back. How have you changed your operations, and what are your biggest challenges? Just as a general thing. Obviously, we even hinted on getting product.
Freight.
But, freight.
I have a boating license now. I bought a little garbage scow.
You're bringing your own stuff in from
China. I'm operating out of Taipei. It's, I can only do a couple cartons at a time right now, so it's not that efficient. Also, I get seasick really easily, so this wasn't a great idea.
So it's freight. That is the challenge.
Yeah.
And no end in sight per se, right?
Yeah, speed in general. Making the game, getting the game to the factory, freight, getting it into people's hands.
And then also costs have gone up. Obviously, people are seeing that across the board. Fuel costs and things like that. That's driving a lot of the costs of freight. So not just the time, but also the cost, but also the raw materials. So we're seeing increases in the cost of the games, and then now that puts us in a position of like, do we raise prices or do we try and hold the line? Because obviously, if we raise prices, that's hard on the consumer. So these are all the tough decisions that we're making now and sort of working through.
And people have to understand this thing that publishers are driving home, that there is no free lunch. There's no free shipping. Even though Amazon's giving you free shipping, someone's paying for that. Amazon's paying for it. Smaller companies are not going to be able to give you anything. Free shipping,
we're probably losing money every time we ship you a game on the shipping, but people still are like, why are you charging so much? It's like...
It is an unfortunate consequence of the current state, and that's the way it's going to be.
Yeah.
Guys, thank you so much for spending time with us at Origins
you.
TV. I really appreciate it. It's always great. Stephen Bonacor, the Podfather of Gaming, here for Origins TV. Come and visit Restoration Games and booth 1300. I got it right.
That's it.
Take care, guys.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Awesome.
Appreciate it, man.
No problem.
And if you do want to hang out, just text me.
Yeah.
I'm out here tomorrow morning.
So we're
out here?
testing tonight, but then after that, we're just playing stuff. So
Okay. Yeah, let me
we're
know.
squeezing every last drop of Rob time we have.
Yeah, I airdrop in